Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8 says, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, Here am I, send me." This was the verse that I chose as my verse for commissioning so many years ago. Little did I know what that verse would truly mean for me and for my ministry. I'm sure that we've all thought about this verse and maybe even said to God, "Here I am, send me." But have we really thought about what that would mean for us and for our ministry? When I was younger, I used to think that this call wasn't for me. It was only for the holy people or for the special few. But God tells us that the call is for everyone. It's a matter of our listening, our hearing, and our doing of what God has called us to. Though this call was not specific to Isaiah, he heard God calling and he responded. He was in the presence of God and he overheard the call. He knew he needed to respond. Isaiah's faith in God led him to obedience. It's like that with us. When we are in close relationship with God, when we're listening to his voice each day, the call comes. We hear him in his glory and majesty. Just like Isaiah, who ministered in the middle of political turmoil, you and I are called to share the gospel and help those who are in need, no matter the circumstances. Each of us face different challenges in our communities. We see the constant division in our nation. There is the unknown of tomorrow, yet we serve a God who is bigger than any obstacle we may face. He's still here, he's still in control, and he is still walking through the fire with us. For us to continue to hear the call of Christ, it means daily giving over our lives to him, submitting to his will over ours, and daily reading our Bibles and spending time in prayer with the Savior. It's how we know him and how we seek him with all our hearts. Perhaps where you are at this moment, in this time, it's not where you imagined you would be. And just like Isaiah, we don't necessarily fully understand the ways and purposes of God and his methods and messages, but we trust the Savior who has called us and the one who will continue to equip us. This calling that we are privileged to accept is our avenue to share the hope and peace that only Christ can give. We can trust him to be with us and to guide us. We have the hope and freedom of Christ to share. Even in this season of sadness, sickness, hard battles, uncertainty of the future of our world, we can be obedient towards Christ and say, "Here am I, send me." We have a strong and powerful God who is not surprised by anything that is happening or any circumstances that come our way. It doesn't necessarily mean being sent across the world, but most often it means to serve in our own backyard, in the community we're in, at work, and perhaps even in our own family. He just calls us to listen to his still small voice and to follow him. I pray that you will rest in the knowledge that he who has called you to be an officer, an employee, a volunteer, a soldier, or a friend of the Salvation Army, that he will equip you and remain with you. Don't be fearful. Stand firm in the promises of God and boldly say to him, "Here am I, send me."